Before we begin, I want you to understand something. This is not one of those lives where you sit back and just watch. No. This is one of those nights where the air changes, where the room gets colder for no reason, where you hear a creak in the hallway. But you live alone. So listen closely. Listen carefully. We're about to bring something through. Are you ready? Listen closely. Tonight we travel to Massachusetts. We're in the Massachusetts forest tonight. Night sounds, crickets, distant owls, peaceful. Then we hear footsteps. Heavy breathing. Hiker, October 2019. He's out of breath. He's terrified and running. I can hear it! Laughing! Like children. They're laughing, but it's wrong. Mock swamp, but I'm lost and something is... Is anyone there? Can you hear me? Am I on the right channel? And something is... You hear a giggle. High-pitched. Childlike, but sinister. Surrounding him. Multiple voices, small voices, taunting. Lost, lost. We'll help you. This way. The laughter gets louder, closer, then silence. Just the sound of the swamp. Bubbling, waiting. Southeastern Massachusetts. The sacrifices, rituals, UFOs. All of it has been spotted here. Here, spontaneous combustion and unsolved murders, all within this triangle, right here. And attacks by creatures the Native Americans call puckwudgies. We'll meet them too. This isn't just a haunted house tonight. This isn't just one ghost story. This is an entire region where every type of paranormal phenomenon occurs. All at once. And it's not just a sudden thing. It's been happening for over 300. Hunter Bigfoot the next, be attacked by a demon, or witness a ghost, all in the same night, perhaps. Welcome, Night Dwellers. I'm Bryn Morgan. For 3 nights, we are going to be investigating the Bridgewater Triangle. Tonight, we're going to talk about the place of spirits. Tonight is going to be chilling. The history, the curse, the swamp. Oh yes, there was a swamp too. Wednesday night, we are going to talk about the darkness today. Cults, murders, and why it won't stop. And then Thursday night, we're going to talk about how it is unlike anything that we've ever investigated, because the Bridgewater Triangle, it has everything. Let's enter the triangle and make sure to repost, share to your FYF, share to your story, tap away, and let's get some people in here to hear about the Bridgewater Triangle. And welcome. Welcome to night 1, Night Dwellers. Let's do our roll call. Okay, be honest with me. Have you ever heard of the Bridgewater Triangle? Did you know that I have never heard of it until it was suggested to me? That's why I say, if you have a story, suggest it. I'll tell it if it's paranormal and free. The Rose says no, would like to go there. TikTok has been stupid all weekend. If they shut me down, if they shut down my live, so be it. But it has been just the absolute most annoying weekend. And I'm sure that they're doing some work to switch everything over, but still, it's just been insane. Hopi Love is from New England. Pink is ready to listen. Hey, Lulu. Hey, Carol. Hey, Alicia. Amber from New York, welcome in. Hey, Vox Cora, how are you, darling? I don't know how the live will be tonight. I don't know if there will be glitches. I was going to cancel it, and at the last moment today, I was just like, you know what, Julie, let's just do it. So we're just going to throw all caution to the wind. Right. Palm, thank you for the hat and mustache. Good so far. Hey, Ray-Bab. So, some of you probably know about the Bridgewater Triangle. It's legendary in paranormal circles. But even if you've heard of it, I'm going to give you some details that I can guarantee you never heard before. Stories that will make you never want to visit Massachusetts, or at least not that area. Because understanding where this is, hey X, hey Julie, hey Shirley, hey. The Bridgewater Triangle is roughly 200 miles of southeastern Massachusetts. And the 3 main points of the triangle are these. So you have the northern point, which is Rehoboth. This is down toward the left. It is a small town, heavily forested, eastern boundary where cryptids are most frequently encountered. So you have the lights up here, cryptids down here. Are we good? Okay. Then you have the southwest point, goes straight across to your right. 400 acres of dense forest. Western boundary where cult activity that the Hockomock has are these rock formations. They're huge. Now these are ancient glacial rocks and Native American sacred sites too. When you come upon one of these rocks, many psychics say, mediums say that you get a real and now this is very isolated away. It feels so remote. And you'd have no cell service here. If you do, it's very spotty, and you better try to make the call while you can. And it is very... Now, why a triangle? Well, the term Bridgewater Triangle was coined in the 1970s by cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman. He noticed that paranormal activity was concentrated in this specific triangular region. It was similar to the Bermuda Triangle, with, ships and planes disappear. The Nevada Triangle, which is where aircraft crash, and the Michigan Triangle, which also has unexplained phenomena. But the Bridgewater Triangle is unique because it's not just one type of phenomenon. It's not just one. It's for centuries. So here we go. Parafam. The Bridgewater have significance, or is it just a way to define the boundaries? Do you think that geometric shapes hold power? Means place where spirits dwell. Native Americans knew that this land was cursed. Do you think indigenous people have spiritual knowledge? The triangle is only 30 somewhere that felt outside of normal reality. Where was it? Multiple types of phenomena, ghosts, of a portal or something like that. Awesome. You're right on time, bird lady. Think it's a doorway. Exotic Girl says a door to a different world. Welcome in, everyone. If I don't call your name out directly, nothing intentional. We are just deep in the Bridgewater Triangle. I keep wanting to call it the Bermuda Triangle. And probably will quite a few times on this one. So, the geography alone is unsettling about this place. But it's the history. We're about to go back 400 years. Very ancient. Long before the Europeans settled here, this land belonged to the Wampanoag Nation. Now, the Wampanoag people were the people of the first light. They lived in this region for... A Wampanoag shaman or spiritual leader would go around and speak blessings over the land, over the structures, over the rocks, over the ground. The swamp was the spiritual center. It was a place to communicate with spirits. It was a portal between worlds. And it was not for casual. Now, there are something that dwells within the Hockomock. I want one. Now, these Pukwudgies, long fingers, they were not friendly forest spirits. Okay, I take it back. I don't want one. They were very... and they would actually unalive people who disrespected the land. No, I don't want one of those. I take it back, Lulu. I don't. I take it back. The Wampanoag shamans performed rituals there. And spirits could cross over it very, very easily. And that it must be respected or you would anger the spirits. And these were some of the spirits that would become angry and they would not leave you alone. So warnings were given. The Wampanoag people told the European settlers, don't go there. But the Europeans didn't take it seriously. We've warned you and you're just not listening. You will not accept this warning. But they told the Europeans, don't go. At Pukwudgie. And then the Europeans, they ignored the warnings. They didn't listen. Now, colonization happened in the 1600s, and that was when American settlers, English settlers, arrived. And one thing about these Europeans, they built towns over sacred altars. They built churches to cleanse the area. They cut down ancient trees that were thousands of years old. And they even drained parts of the swamp. The Wampanoag peoples told them, They showed up on a Sunday morning as the Europeans were letting out of church and were just standing there. The shaman was right there in the front. And the preacher was like, why are you here? And he said, you've angered them. You've angered them, and now you will pay. Walked away. It was between 1675 and 1676. And this was the bloodiest war in American history per capita. This is what happened. The Wampanoag chief Metacorn called King Philip by the Chief Metacorn, or and he and just push everything over. He fought to protect the land. War lasted for 14 months. Thousands died on both sides. Now, the massacre that is so well known in that area. Now, it was this final battle at Anawan Rock in the Triangle that Chief Anawan Metacon became the site of so much slaughter. Wampanoag warriors were killed, and of course the blood soaked into the land. Then a curse came. Chief Anawan, Wampanoag war captain, was led away to execution. He was reportedly said that the land is soaked with our blood. That is will never leave. The Pukwudgies will see to that. So Metacorn was on a they usually did with men in positions of power back then. His head was the Wampanoag were devastated. They were displaced and they were enslaved. Why don't people listen to the old ways? Cosmic Heart says they done all kinds of bad decisions. Thank you all for the taps, for the reposts, for the shares. Thank you so much. That's what keeps us going. If you don't think you're helping, you're wrong. You are. Hey, Cross Lady. Yes, Melanie, the Europeans should have listened, but they didn't. Mia, thank you for sharing the live. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the presents. I didn't know if we'd be able to do anything tonight, honestly. Hey, Rhonda Felicia. So this land was cursed. Thank you, Mia. Before it was ever called the Bridgewater Triangle. And the Wampanoag people, they knew it. And they tried to warn the colonists. But by the time that the English realized that the warnings were real, well, it was too late. Begun. After King Philip's War, settlers began reporting strange things happening. It was 1760, and it was the first UFO sighting. Yes, you heard me right. 1760. This was over 100. What happened? Well, in 1760, there was a mysterious sphere of light that showed up in the night sky. Now, I'm going to just tell you how else to describe it. And it was hovering over the Hockomock Swamp. And it was red. It just looked like one big light, but then it went to this. And then once it was in formation, it just disappeared. Just disappeared. And it happened in the triangle. Shortly after that, people began to say that phantom lights started floating through the New England forest at night. That it was mysterious glowing orbs between the trees. Will-o'-the-wisp, or paranormal. The forest path was illuminated by these strange lights, and travelers on these roads people off into the forest, and once you were in the forest, you were gone. One such story comes from a woman, we'll call her Mary. She was a very young girl when it happened. This is her story. I was young, about to turn 10. We were traveling back from church. I remember that it was cold. I remember that my mother wrapped a blanket tighter around me and had just told me that she would make me some hot tea when we got back home. My brother were involved in very deep conversation. I remember seeing these lights coming from the woods, and at first I thought maybe it was lanterns, but as they came closer and they were going faster, I knew that it was something else. The horses started to act erratic. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I just to go faster. And then the next thing I know, the carriage door opened and I flew out. I landed in the woods. The only thing that I remember is these orbs, beings and mysterious signs, and it still happens today. Now in 1960 through 1970, it was the UFO wave. This is when the Bridgewater Triangle became famous. We're going to talk about the sightings now. In 1988, multiple witnesses, including police, reported triangular craft hovering over the swamp. Silent movement reported. Let them move, and the car engine died. He said that it began to circle the car for about, and it just shot straight up into the sky and just disappeared. In 1971, another couple reported that they had an actual abduction experience. Missing time, they said there was 2 hours that went completely unaccounted for. Both had the same dream of gray beings and physical marks on their body. Now, the media picked up on this because these sightings made newspapers. It was in 1974, and we to go and get some popcorn, drinks, chocolate, cookies, cake, whatever. And when we come back, we will continue the Bridgewater Triangle. I'm finding this fascinating. Hey, Owen, how are you? Thank you for the FYP. Thank you for the FYF, Pink. Thank you for sharing the live X. Hey, Zoe Ann. I'll be right back. How is TikTok working for y'all tonight? I don't seem to have like any major glitching or anything being reported. So this big ice storm that we were supposed to get completely fizzled out to nothing, which I am happy about. No notifications went out. Yeah, it's been showing 0 views for me all day on my content, and then I guess it was right around like 5. Some of them started to go through, but you know, I'm sure it will be back to normal here soon. God is lovely. Thank you for sharing the live. If you haven't reposted or shared or did anything to help this live tonight, it's not too late. You can do it. Oh my goodness. Yes, you did, Melanie. Thank you. I haven't did anything wrong. Hey, Tigger. How are you? If you are just coming in, my name is Bryn Morgan. I'm a horror author and I love the paranormal. And that is the reason that we have this show. Yeah, so our weathermen are pretty embarrassed here in South Carolina. Because they said that there was going to be a major ice-ageddon, and it was not. When you try to get your heartbeat points, it says something went wrong. Try again. Yeah, I've been from making a video to choosing a font. I know my cousin, she had told me earlier in the week that they were supposed to get like a foot of snow. And then she's like, we got 1 inch and then ice. So, Bird Lady, thank you for the rose. Oh gosh, Hopi love. I'm glad it missed me too, Alicia. I was not looking forward to it. Hey, howling at the moon. You love inclement weather. I like inclement weather if it's not gonna take in my power, if it's gonna, you know, make me lose. Oh, wow. Crazy. Yeah, so I got up on Sunday morning and we had snow. And I was like, oh, look, it's a little bit of snow. We got 13 inches of snow now. Oh, Diana, where are you? Jeez. Some parts of North Carolina got snow and ice, but other parts just got ice. Yeah. We're in Arizona, so we missed it altogether. Yeah, we got like snow mixed with freezing rain. 26 inches of snow, Monkey. Wow. Where are you? Alaska? I'm jealous. I am so jealous. Everyone woman has 10. Southwest Ohio. Yeah, y'all get it there. Walloo, you get hit. Upstate. Y'all supposed to be getting more this weekend. Oh. Not fun. Yeah, I with me. Let everybody get back in. If you are enjoying this story, let me see some green hearts. Yeah, that's what Mr. Night Queen was telling me, that we're supposed to get some this weekend. I'm not going to hold my breath. It's not going to happen. Love you. Thank you, thank you. Look at all those green hearts. Severina, thank you for the heartbeat. Snow Tea of Richmond, Virginia got about 2 inches of snow and half an inch of ice. Whew! Snow cone. All right, Pink, I know you're happy. You have 2 days off. I'm jelly. So glad you like it, Lulu. We're going to get back in here in 1 minute. I started reading this, you know, when I'm starting to look at a story, and I believe it was Goddess Lovely who made this story suggestion. If you have a paranormal story that you would like to hear told on Paranormal Files Live, just drop it in the chat and we'll make it happen. One of my lovely paranormal guards will see it. You'll be on your way. But I started researching this one, and I never heard of it. I guess I'm too far south. But I know it now. Wow. I've had quite a few to ask me about true crime. And down the road, I'm going to do something with it. I don't know. It won't be here. It won't be on this page. Or Twisted Tales Live. I don't know. But it's definitely in the back of my mind, for sure. Hell's Bridge in Michigan. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I try to bring y'all the best, most interesting, most terrifying paranormal cases from around the world. Hello, Steve. Oh, really? I love Netflix. I just don't know what quite yet, but y'all just hang in with me. Because I like true crime too. So we are talking about the Bridgewater Triangle, and it's interesting. So there's everything there. There is UFOs, cryptids, ghosts, orbs of light, you name it, everything is there. Hello, Ghost Rider House. Welcome in. My name is Bridget. I'm also a lover. Do I like the paranormal? Because I had an encounter with it. When I was a girl, probably 10 years old, just about to turn 11, I had an experience that forever changed my life, forever changed my point of view on paranormal. And it is something that brings me great joy to research and to study. And that is the reason that I wanted to create this page out there, billions. And so I was like, you know what? I remember when I used to try to talk the paranormal with friends, family. There, yes, I am all there. You just haven't experienced the other side. And I knew that there was going to be people that were wonderful people. That is great. Yes. Two Massachusetts state police officers, Officer Thomas Downey and Officer Joseph Malone. It's so cold out here that my lips are freezing, but that's okay. It'll make it interesting. We're on a patrol near Hockomock. At approximately 10:45 p.m., we observed a large triangle object. It was hovering approximately 500 feet above the swamp, and it was massive. It was nothing that was small. It was silent. We radioed it in. Dispatch confirmed that other officers were losing my mind. Throw them at people, at humans. They would throw them at their heads, at their chest, at their back, at their legs, anywhere that they could make contact. They laughed the entire time and giggled. People say that when they go in the woods, they have the feeling of being watched. I'm not crazy. I just want to start out by saying that. I'm not crazy. Okay? I'm a grown man. I'm 32 years old. I believe in the real stuff. I don't believe in the paranormal stuff. Ha! I see you. But they all had different voices. It was just these three small figures. Definitely not the hell children. And they were just pointing at me. And I remember I raised my weapon. And they just vanished. Like they were just gone. They just vanished into thin air. I can't get the look. And this one old Native American lady, she leaned over while I was waiting to be seen by a doctor. She goes, "You saw a Pukwudgie?" And I looked at her and I said, "A puck what?" She said, "You were near the Hockomock Swamp, weren't you?" And I looked at her, and I moved 10 seats down. I still have nightmares about those things. Something else that has been seen in the Hockomock forest is supposed sightings of Bigfoot. Bigfoot in Massachusetts. Multiple reports have came in of a large, hairy, bipedal creature, 7 to 8 feet. Found it seen near the that's quite. One witness said, I had, my name is Martha, and I had heard that there were really beautiful ones around the swamp. So I went out there with my camera. I was right on the bank of the swamp, and I looked across the way, and in the morning mist, hey Jim Rocks, in the morning mist I saw it crossing a trail. It was about 50 yards ahead. It was massive. It had dark brown fur. It was not a bear. I had very good vision, 20/20 vision to be exact. It walked upright and then it turned around and it looked at me. And I was trying to take a picture of it, but it was just so fast. And it just gone. I don't care. So the 20th century brought quite a bit, Parapam. It brought documentation and credibility. So, 2 state police officers filed an official report about a UFO. Now, the only thing is, it was not just those 2 officers that witnessed the UFO that night. It was quite a few. When law enforcement witnesses paranormal activity, does that make it more? Yeah, I think it does. If I know that law enforcement saw it and they rated phenomena, what's your theory? Is it a portal, an energy vortex, or something else? That was mentioned at. Does occult ritual activity attract paranormal entities? Or do entities attract cults? Which came first? Loren Coleman coined the Bridgewater Triangle in 1974. Before that, it was just that weird area. Do names have power? Does naming something make it? I have seen a ghost. I probably have seen a UFO, but I didn't know it. I've seen strange objects in the sky at night out in the country, but I cannot absolutely say 100% that it was a UFO. Have you? Okay, welcome back. That was a very Bigfoot. Hey, Jim Rocks. You know, they do kind of resemble leprechauns. Right. Goddess Lovely said, yes, I've seen, definite ghost. X, thank you for sharing the live. Have you shared the live yet? Have you reposted? Have you been tapping? Are you helping this live? Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Bridgewater Triangle was famous in paranormal circles, but today, well, people who live there just knew, and people that live there now just know. Don't go come on. Your children laughing. Run. Remind you that this swamp is 16,950 acres. That's a big swamp. And it's the heart of the Bridgewater Triangle, and it's the place where the spirits dwell. Now, what makes the sink, and it's easy to get lost here, very easy, and it has dim, so fog prone. In fact, it's always foggy. There are no clear paths in this swamp area. There are few maintained trails. Landmarks shift, flooding changes out the terrain constantly, compasses. So there's no service. Cell phones do not work here. Radios experience interference a lot, and electronics fail. Also, you are isolated out here. There's not that many. people out there. There are also energy anomalies. Electromagnetic readings are just off the charts. And there is unexplained radiation in the area. And a lot of visitors just say that this area, it just feels wrong. Like you go, but you want. So what people experience in the Hakamak is this. One thing that they experience is the feeling of being watched. From multiple directions, even in the daylight. You hear sounds, children laughing. No children are present. You hear whispering in an unknown language. You hear splashing, but there's nothing in the water. You hear drums, Native American, particularly at night and late or in the early morning. You hear screaming, human screaming that's at a distance. And sometimes it's almost right up at your ear. There are apparitions there, Native American warriors, colonial grave figures, the Pukwudgies, shadow people, and mist that moves with intelligence. Physical in this and when they are found, they are literal miles from where they entered, in areas that they don't remember going to. And they have absolutely no memory of how they got there. They are injured. Some of them leave the swamp mentally disturbed. Some of these people who enter the are found. For them, but these search and rescue teams absolutely will not look after dark in this area. I found that particularly chilling. They refuse to search after dark. They will not do it because they report that their lights go out. They report equipment failures. They experience the same phenomena as other visitors in that area have reported. One search and rescue worker, he told someone, something doesn't want us here. Some of the most famous missing cases in the Hakamak. In 1985, there was the missing hiker. He was a 22-year-old college student. He entered the swamp for nature photography, as a lot of people do. They go to there to take pictures. The only problem is he never came out. Now, there was a massive search that was conducted. 100 plus found 3 days later, 8 miles from his entry point. That is a long way. He was hypothermic. He was dehydrated. He kept saying, they wouldn't let me leave. And when they asked, what do you mean they wouldn't let you leave? He said, the little gray ones that laugh, they kept moving in my path. And his ankle. When they asked him how he had gotten these injuries, he said, every time that I tried to move out of their path, something very hard. The psychiatric evaluation said that he had no mental illness. In 1993, we'll call this one the Night Dweller. Now, on this particular night, there was a camping tent, and this hunter's name was Mike Don. It was surrounded by these small figures. At least, he thought at first that they were dogs or something of that nature. But there were at least a dozen of them. And he said that they started circling his tent and that they were laughing at him. He took his weapon and discharged it into the air, and they scattered. But they immediately returned about an hour tent, and he took off. He said that they chased him for about a mile. He said that they were the most agile creatures, jumping off the tree trunks. A little investigation. So Wednesday night we will explore what lives in the triangle, more stories. But let me tell you about one more thing. The Night Queen is about to lose it because she's about to have a 16-year-old. Listen.